Hello, Thogdad here and welcome to Game Week 23 predictions. Thogden has swanned off to Qatar and Saudi Arabia, hanging out with and I'm here in grey London. But the guest last week was the brilliant Tayo from Japan, 8 points. Thogden got 7 points and Thogdad got 9 points. The scores are on the doors.
Thank you, Thogdad, for leading the video. Premier League predictions must continue, even though we've got a very special main channel video coming out today. Make sure you watch both. Please hit the like. 4,000, that will be enough on Thogden too.
But I tell you what, the guest this week, it's never been more special. It is you lot. We got 10 different guests from India and from across our own country. Bring it on.
Yes, it's Goodison Park for the first meeting, Everton against Tottenham, and the Toffees have fallen back into a relegation zone. They shouldn't be, but that's the points deduction.
Everton clung on for a goalless draw at Craven Cottage, but that was a game with 46 shots, so a 0-0 was a bit of a surprise. But Everton have got the joint worst form in the league this season. Things are looking bleak, and they're up against a Spurs side who are just scoring goals. I mean, you've got Timo Werner, Maddison and Richarlison up front. They just look dangerous.
Then we've got Tottenham. Scenes against Brentford, Neil Maupay, that story where he goes and scores early, and all the Tottenham boys, they might miss Heung-min Son, but they all got a goal. From Richarlison to Maddison getting involved, everyone performed and they got a big 3-2 result. I'm going to simply go Everton 1, Tottenham 2, Richarlison scenes against his old club. I'm sorry.
So I'm going to go Everton 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Over to you, Freddie.
I think it's going to be Everton 2, Spurs 2. I can see Richarlison scoring a goal. Another high-scoring, exciting game featuring Spurs.
Brighton and Hove Albion against Crystal Palace is 9th against 14th. Don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. Oh my goodness, I've got to say it. It's the M23 derby. Now Brighton were absolutely smashed by Luton Town. It's not often you get to say that.
The 40-mile rivalry is back between Brighton and Crystal Palace. Thogdad, I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but when I went, it's pretty fierce. And I have to say that because the editor of this video is Joshua, and he'll be fuming if I don't respect it. And editor Joshua will be happy that they're 8 points higher in the table than Crystal Palace because their opponents have been crap all year. They've even made protests at Arsenal away.
And in Elise and Eze, they've got two players in absolutely scintillating form. But I'm just going to go with home advantage here, 2-1 to Brighton.
But Brighton have also had a blip, and this is something that De Zerbi needs to figure out because they weren't good enough in that 4-0 battering away at Luton Town. Even Bolton played 180 minutes against them very recently and only just lost that second game, and it went to a replay. So what is going on at Brighton? I know they're missing Mitoma and Adringa. It just looks a different team. Then we've got Crystal Palace, and they've actually had some terrible form, but their last match they won 3-2 against Sheffield United. Eze and Elise, as Chris Wilder said, the £50 million players made it about themselves, and they certainly did. And I think they'll be on that road going down south confident. But we all know about the 1-1 curse in this match. The last 5 head-to-heads, 4 of them have been that scoreline, and I'm not going for anything different, 1-1.
But I want to know, what do you think, Cameron?
Massive game tomorrow. Anyone who says it's not, says it's just a motorway derby, doesn't know anything about football. I'm going to go 3-1 Albion and a first goal for that fella. But they'll be up for it, as are we. They haven't got much else on, so come on.
Burnley of Lancashire against Fulham of London. This is 19th against 13th, and two teams who are struggling for form of late. Burnley were not embarrassed by Manchester City, but they come into this game thinking this is an absolute must win. They've only won 3 this season. This simply has to be their 4th.
The Claret and Blue have a shocking 4 points at home. That's a Premier League low this season. Most recently, James Trafford, Muric, all the ex-Man City boys went over to Man City with company and lost 3-1, being 3-0 down. It simply wasn't good enough. There is not much to cheer about right now for your fans. I really feel for you guys. They haven't got a win in 2024. We actually have to go back to before Christmas when they last beat Fulham 2-0, and they're playing Fulham again. So maybe there is something about this club that they're going to beat. And what adds to that is the history. They have eye-catching top-tier record against FFC. They've won 10, drawn 4 and lost 1 in the last 15, which is unbelievable. And maybe it will be about David Datro Fofana, who they've brought in on loan from Chelsea. He needs some game time. He got an assist off the bench. If he starts, it could be about him.
But Fulham, a really tough team to predict. They got a goalless draw against Everton. Not a bad result, that.
Fulham travel without a win since 1951 here. Yes, that's 33 winless visits. It's not happening here. 2-1 to Burnley. Big 3 points to catch up towards Luton and Everton.
They can win 5-0 one week and then lose the next. But I've got a feeling this is going to be a 1-1 draw. Liam, what do you think, pal?
Fulham is going to score 2 goals, William's scoring, and Burnley is going to score 0 goals. And the man of the match will be William. It's like promotion.
Newcastle United against Luton Town is 8th against 17th. It's a big team with lots of fans against a smaller team with less fans. No offence to anyone there. And Newcastle, it was Fabian Schär at Villa Park making all the difference. He got a brace.
And it was the most crazy brace goal scorer of them all. Fabian Schär, I did not believe that. Now they're playing Luton at home, and on paper, this is a very winnable fixture. But Newcastle recently, you've got to look at Luton. They've just beaten Brighton 4-0, so they'll come up confident. And in the reverse fixture at Kenilworth Road, Luton actually won 1-0, so this could be either way. However, my score prediction is Newcastle 2, Luton 1. They'll just have enough in the tank to get another 3 points and help them kick back to European spots.
It was Adebayo with a brilliant hat-trick. 10 points in 5 games. Massive respect to Luton Town because they are putting up a fight, and the same cannot be said for Burnley or Sheffield United. Nobody really gave them any sort of hope, and I just show them massive respect. Newcastle, St James's Park is a tough place to go. This is going to be 2-0 to the Geordies. And over to our brilliant guest, Kieran.
Now Luton are on a very good run of form recently, thrashing Brighton 4-0. Newcastle off the back after beating Villa away, which no team has done the past year. I can see this game being tight, but I'm going to say a 2-2 draw.
Sheffield United against Aston Villa is 20th against 5th. 2 teams who lost last week. Now Sheffield United, Ben Brereton Diaz, he scored yet again, and they were ahead twice against Crystal Palace, but threw it away, and they've only won 2 games this season, which in a season of 23 games already is simply not good enough.
We're going to go quick fire now because our flight is about to leave. Sheffield United against Aston Villa. Chris Wilder settled it. He said 250 million players was just too much. I don't think that they'll have anything. Ben Brereton has added goals, but now he's injured. I think Aston Villa are going to win this 3-1.
Villa lost at home to Newcastle. It's very rare when they lose at home, and they're just slipping that little bit. They need a win here to kickstart their season. I reckon they'll get it 2-1, but I'm thinking Abhinav in India. What do you reckon?
Hey guys, and hello Theo and Thogden. This is Abhinav from India. Sheffield United has been one of the leakiest defenders in the league. Aston Villa will be hoping to redeem themselves against Sheffield United. I predict a 3-1 victory for Aston Villa.
AFC Bournemouth against Nottingham Forest is 12th against 16th. 2 teams in the wrong half of the table, but Bournemouth got a really good point against West Ham United at the Olympic Stadium, and they've had 7 wins this season, and you think another 3 wins, a handful of draws from somewhere, and you're going to be completely safe in this league. Forest, meanwhile, only 2 points above the relegation zone.
Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 1. I can't call this.
I reckon Bournemouth win this one 2-1, but I want to know, Jack, you are a supporter of Nottingham Forest. What do you think, pal?
Hard game. We're going down Vitality. We are dreadful at the minute. But I'm going to go with 1-1. I reckon Visnu Ribeiro might get one on his debut.
Chelsea versus Wolverhampton Wanderers, 10th against 11th. This is the most mid-table clash that you can possibly imagine. And this is 2 teams who were smashed for 4 goals last week. Chelsea, like I said, smashed by an absolutely rampant Liverpool side. They're going to do that to a few teams this season.
Chelsea 2, Wolves 1. Cole Palmer, and do you know what? Nkunku is going to have a big game. I really believe that.
Very hard team to predict. They are capable of going to Stamford Bridge and snatching a 1-0 victory, but home advantage, Chelsea will find it from somewhere. 2-1. And over to Isaac.
So the scoreline on Sunday night is going to be 2-1 to the Blues, home advantage. Mudryk and Nkunku are going to score for Chelsea, and Pedro Neto will score for Wolves to make it 2-1.
Manchester United against West Ham United, 7th against 6th. 2 teams dreaming of getting back into Europe next season. Now, Man United, what can we say about that game against Wolves? Marcus Rashford, straight out of the pub in Belfast, straight onto the pitch. He scored within 5 minutes. Other goals from Højlund. He's starting to look like a striker, isn't he? United, they just don't do things in the normal way.
Manchester United 2, West Ham 0. They're going to kick on after that 4-3 scenes.
West Ham United, meanwhile, they got that equaliser through the ever-reliable James Ward-Prowse. And what you're going to see here is a bit of a dull, low-scoring game. It's going to be a sort of a return to normality, a 1-1 draw. But here's where we have the drum roll, because in Exeter, my best mate from the southwest, Ryan has got his own prediction.
Hi, Tonkin's Tonk Dad. My name is Ryan. My score prediction for Manchester United versus West Ham is 2-0 to West Ham. Cheers and good luck to both teams.
Arsenal against Liverpool, third against first. This is without doubt the game of the week. Now for Arsenal, it was job done at the City ground. 2 wins in a row after a run of poor form. But Liverpool, what can you say about Liverpool at the moment? Absolutely scintillating. Darwin Núñez hit the woodwork 4 times. That is a new record in the Premier League era. I thought Diogo Jota was superb, but once again, Connor Bradley, absolutely amazing. Last season, he was at Bolton Wanderers, and we watched him week in, week out, plays the game with a smile on his face. He's a good defender who loves to get forward and whip those balls in. He'll pop in with the occasional goal. We actually said last season that this lad could step into the Liverpool first 11, and people laughed at us. Well, all I can say is...
You all laughed at me. Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you?
You're not laughing now.
Arsenal 2, Liverpool 2. I can't call this, and it's too important for the title race. It could go either way.
Over to Dylan, who I tell you what, this guest could be a future Match of the Day presenter.
I hope you're well. My name is Dylan. I'm age 11 and I support Liverpool. Come on, you Reds. You're telling your subscribers/viewers to pick a random game from the Premier League and giving your prediction for it. So I'm going to go with the Mighty Reds. Liverpool, my team, versus Arsenal. Emirates, 4:30 kickoff, and I'm going to go with 2-1 Liverpool. Come on!
Brentford against Manchester City, 15th against 2nd. It is London against Manchester. Now, Brentford showed some really good spirit against Tottenham Hotspur, but conceded 3 goals in 8 minutes. That showed some defensive frailty. They've now lost 4 of the last 5 games. Manchester City, meanwhile, have found their legs. They've won the last 4. Alvarez did the damage against Burnley, but Kevin De Bruyne looking delicious at the moment.
I'm going to go Brentford 1, and that goal will be Ivan Toney, Man City 2. I think they're just going to get the job done. Neil Maupay might cause a bit of problems, but City right now, I think they're going for a title.
So you've got to go with an away win. I don't think it's going to be a cricket score. I'm going Brentford 1, Manchester City 2, but over to Thomas, a lad with a proper northern accent.
Hiya, you're alright. My game week 23 prediction, I'm going to do Brentford v Man City. I'm thinking 2-0 Man City. Come on, City. City.
Right, that's all we got time for. Thank you to everyone who sent in their videos. We got hundreds. It's a shame we could only show 10 of them. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm sure you're already subscribed. Have a brilliant weekend. I'm off to the pub. Dry January is well and truly over. See ya.